Hello everyone, Gaming Smiler here, and welcome to my review of Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, which was released in 1989. So it's now 30 years old. But the thing is, this film, I give about 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 Men in Black. Because the film goes, basically, if you want a quick rundown of the plot, with no spoilers, Michael is hunting down his niece yet again, after he failed last time. But yeah. So this was directed by Dominique Othemin Garad. I think that's how you say it. Othemin. Hold on. Othenin Garad. Anyway. Also directed the fourth Omen film. In the series of the Omen. It's the fourth film. But this film is about an hour and 38 minutes long. And Michael Myers this time is played by Donald Shanks. And Loomis returns. Donald Pleasence returns as Loomis. And Danielle Harris returns as Jamie Lloyd, and same for Rachel. But yeah, it's about an hour and 30 minutes long. So that's the non-spoiler stuff. It does introduce some stuff into this timeline that kind of damages Michael a little bit. But yeah, anyway. So now I'm going to speak spoilers. So the film starts off where we left off in the last one. This isn't a Halloween 2 treatment where it's the same night. It's just the beginning. So it shows us what happened to Michael when he fell down. Basically, the police toss dynamite down, and he falls into a river before it explodes. And he goes down the river, and then he ends up at a dock. And at this dock, there's an old man with a parrot. And he tries to kill the old man, but when he puts his hand around his neck, he just faints. And Michael stays there for a year. The old man looks after him as he is in a coma for a year. But then, anyway, next thing we see is it's 1989. It's after Jamie stabbed her foster mom at the end of the last one. But yeah, Jamie is sleeping and she's hooked up to this machine. It's like, the brainwave scanner thing. But she ends up waking up and silently screaming as Michael reaches for the old man's throat. He gets up and he tries to kill the old man. And he does kill the old man. But as Jamie can see it. She's like mentally linked, which I don't really like too much. And that's why it kind of gets 5 because it's not that great. But basically, Jamie does this every time Michael goes to kill someone. She goes into like a panic state. But she writes on a chalkboard. He's coming for me. I think she did put he's coming. Michael then basically she basically has a fit. And this doctor's like, oh, she can't breathe. We need to give her a tracheotomy. And Loomis is like, no, don't do that. She'll stabilise. And they're like, but we need to. And then right as the doctor is gonna, she stabilises and proves Loomis right. I mean, he's a psychiatrist, but not a medical doctor. But yeah. Anyway, Rachel goes to visit Jamie. And Jamie's acting out some stuff. Basically. She can't speak. So she acts out what she was saying. But yeah. So it turns out that what happened in the end of 4 actually happened. It seems like it's a dream, but it's not. But yeah. So Rachel's friend Tina comes in. And Tina's a dummy. She's quite stupid. She brings their new dog, with them. Pretty sure he's a Doberman. I think his name's Max. And yeah, if some review of part 4, you know what's going to happen to this dog. But yeah, so his name is Max, as I said. Anyway, so Rachel, basically there's a bit where the window gets smashed, because a bunch of assholes basically saying that she's got to die, like Jamie's got to die. But anyway, so Rachel goes home. She lives on her own. I think she lives on her own, right? And she goes for a shower. Michael shows up, and yeah, Jamie has a panic, basically saying that Rachel's in trouble, and Loomis sees it. And Loomis gets angrier and angrier through this entire film. As I said, at part one, he gets a bit more manic as the series goes on. But basically, he Loomis just like phones her up, tells her she might be in a bit of trouble because Max is barking at Michael, and these police officers arrive. Basically, she runs out in a towel to her neighbour, calls the police, and the police come, and then there's these two really dumb officers that have like squeaks every time they take a step. I'm not joking, like there's like this squeaky music, and it's quite annoying. Also, I forgot to mention, the music's composed by Alan Howarth. He also did the music for the last one. He does the music for the next one. But yeah, basically, these two really dumb cops. Everything's fine, everything's good. They leave. She goes back in. She gets stabbed by Michael with scissors, with a pair of scissors. Then he hides the body, and then Tina shows up, and that's Rachel dead for the rest of this series. Michael does get a little bit of revenge. But yeah, so Loomis goes yet again to the sheriff. Oh, Michael Myers, Michael. Oh, well, Michael's busy. Michael is out and about. But basically, there's this guy called Sammy who arrives. And well, this one called Sammy. She arrives, and she's ditzy, just like Tina. The characters in this film can be quite annoying. But yeah. So they go to a shop where one of their friends works at, and they basically try to get beer, and we run into this guy called Michael, and yes, it's not Michael Myers, but it's Tina's boyfriend, Michael. Yeah, Michael's gonna pretend to be that. Michael Myers is gonna pretend to be Michael, but yeah. So this Michael, I'll just call him Mike to not be so confusing. But Mike has a fascination with his car, and Michael uses that against Mike when he kills him because they drive around back. Also, Mike's a prick. He threatens his friend for touching his car. He gets mad at Tina for even getting in the car, but he drives around back to get the beer. Michael scratches the boot of the car with like this gardening tool, and he scratches the back of it, and then Mike gets out to fight him, and he gets right in the head. But Michael decides to stop wearing a boiler suit and mask, and he dresses up as Mike. And there's this guy in black who gets off a bus, and he kicks it. Hold on. Right. There's an entire bit that I may have missed. Basically, Jamie is at a clinic. Forgot to mention that Jamie's in a clinic now, and yeah, Michael scares her, and yeah, but it turns out that it's fine. She runs into a janitor. It's perfectly fine. But yeah, as I said, Michael kills Mike, takes his car, and basically there's a costume pageant that's gonna happen, and Jamie dresses up as a fairy, and there's this kid who can be a little bit annoying, but he says everything that she's gonna say. But basically, as I said about the Man in Black will become. he's not very important actually. He doesn't do nothing until the end of the film. He just walks around ominously, and then like after he kicks a dog, he just walks around ominously and does nothing until the end of the film. But yeah, so Michael, as I said, he disguises himself as Mike, and he wears a dwarf mask. He looks like the dwarf from the Labyrinth. But yeah, it's kind of tense. Tina's just fucking stupid and doesn't realize that it's not Mike, and she wants him to stop. Michael drives her around, and to go to a party that's at a farm, because Tina wants to go get drunk with her friends on Halloween night. You know, like most people do in these movies. But yeah, there's a bunch of there's this group of dumb people who are friends with Tina, and they pull a prank again. There's this guy dressed as Michael, and there's this lassie dressed in, well, just really, typical slutty animal outfit. But yeah, they pull a prank on the police. I forgot to mention about the police giving her a lift after, because basically, I forgot to mention, Jamie has another fit. And it's about when Tina goes to the gas station to get cigarettes. And this is where that kid who talks when she says something, because she has a freak out at the pageant, that's when it happens. She kind of freaks out, and then she falls quite a distance, but Loomis is then like, try to figure out what she's saying, and the kid's like, big cookie woman. And he's like, what the fuck? And then some guy immediately is like, yeah, that's the gas station. That's the gas station. This certain gas station has a picture of a woman with basically a cookie bra. And then the police are immediately there. They're like that. They're just there, and they save Tina, but not for long. Anyway, Jamie tries to stop Tina from going to the party, which doesn't work. And the two dumb cops that I mentioned before give her a lift to the party, and then we get the prank, and they almost shoot them, and then they have a thing where they're like, luckily for you, we're completely incompetent, which I found that funny. But yeah, so after that, there's a cat chase. You heard me right. Tina and her friends chase cats around the barn. After that, Tina says, "Fuck this, I'm bored." Heads back to the party. Meanwhile, her two friends decide to have sex in the barn. Michael kills them both with a pitchfork. And then yeah, because Michael doesn't like fucking on Halloween night. But yeah, Tina ends up. Hold on. Need to find the point that I'm at. Right, there we are. Right, so Michael walks to the police, and the party ends, and Jamie leaves to find them, and by the time Jamie arrives, the party's over. There's this guy that's trying to get with Tina, but yeah, it doesn't matter. He ain't getting none. But anyway, as Jamie arrives, it turns out Michael's killed the two dumb cops, and he decides that he's going to try and run over Jamie and Tina and the other little kid, which he fucks up and he crashes, but then he chases down Jamie, but then Tina gets in the way as he tries to stab her, and then he stabs Tina, and Tina tells Jamie to run away, and Jamie runs away, and she runs right into Loomis and the police, and Michael doesn't come, and then Loomis tells Michael to go home, and he does, and Loomis goes there with a gun, and they basically have an entire sting operation planned, where they're gonna get Michael in, and well, it's an ambush, but I say sting operation because he's kind of being a predator, going after a child. But yeah, so they decide that they're gonna have this ambush, and yeah, that goes tits up when there's a call about the clinic. Something happens at the clinic, and then all the cops go there, but Michael ends up at the Myers house, and Loomis stops Jamie and a cop from leaving. so that, you know, he has bait for Michael. And anyway, the cop dies. He tries to get them out of them, but he can't aim for shit because Michael busts down the door because the door is locked. But he busts through the door, and as he's busting through the door, the cop shoots at him and does nothing because he doesn't hit Michael like once. But anyway, so he gets in, and then he kills the officer with hold on. Yeah, he stabs the officer, and then he hangs him. And basically, the cops arrive at the clinic. They realise he's not there, and then they go back. Basically, there's this chute that appeared earlier because Loomis went to the Myers house. I didn't mention it because it's pointless. He just goes there and he finds a chute, and he ends up in the basement. He gets jump scared. But yeah, basically, there's this chute, and Jamie goes down the chute, and Michael tries to kill her while she's down at the bottom, and she crawls back up. It's quite tense. It's quite a good scene. I'd recommend watching that scene. But yeah, and she ends up going to. She ends up in the base. She ends up going to the attic, and she finds the bodies of she finds the bodies of the people that Michael's killed near the house. Like there's the body of what's her name? Rachel. And Max is there, hung on barbed wire. And yeah, but yeah, so she ends up falling into a coffin thing, and she sits there. Michael comes up, and he removes his mask, and she wants to see Michael, and he's got a tear down his eye. But then Michael goes into a fit of rage as she tries to reach out to him, and she then disappears. But she ends up running downstairs, and Loomis grabs her, and he drags her around the house, and then Michael follows. He basically screams for Michael, "Come on, you can end the rage if you follow me, come on, come with me, come and get the girl, you know you want to get the girl." And he's following, and then a big metal net falls right on Michael, and then Loomis takes a good old plank and starts hitting Michael over the head with it, and then basically he just does whatever he can to beat the shit out of Michael. Then he has a stroke. Yeah, that wasn't good. First he drinks him, but he has a stroke. I thought it was a heart attack at first, but Halloween 6 proves that it's a stroke. It's mentioned that it's a stroke. Luckily I watched all these films before reviewing them, before starting doing these reviews, so that I can actually say it's a stroke. But yeah, so Michael ends up getting caught, because you know he's on the floor, he gets caught, and then he gets put in jail. This is when the Man in Black becomes useful. As I said, all he does is kick a dog and then walk around ominously. But he breaks Michael out of prison. He just goes on a fucking rampage. He's like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger in the first Terminator in the police station. He just starts fucking killing people, and then he blows the bars, but you don't see it. You just hear bang, 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 bang. You see him do one gunshot, and then all you hear is bang, 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 and then big boom. As the cell opens, and then Jamie screams no, and it just focuses on the burning cell door, and then the theme comes in, and then it's the end of the film. But yeah, that's basically it for the revenge of Michael Myers. He doesn't get that much revenge. I mean, yeah, he does kill Rachel, and this was supposed to be the death of Loomis, but no. Loomis comes back. Loomis comes back for 6, and yeah. So that happens. 6 is not that great. It's got Paul Rudd in his first actual movie role, because he'd appeared in like 2 American sitcoms before being in this. So yeah, and he plays Tommy Doyle. You know, the kid from the first Halloween, like the boy that Laurie was babysitting. But yeah, that movie's a bit of a clusterfuck, and I'll explain that next time. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, do what you do. And as I said, 5 out of 10 pumpkins. But I hope, well, I guess I could say 5 out of 10 sequels, but it's 11 sequels, so you know. Well, 10 sequels actually, 11 films. So yeah, 5 out of 10 sequels. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. As I said, leave a like if you didn't do what you do. And if you're new here and you want to help me out, why not the subscribe button? It's up to you. And if you want notifications, you got to hit the bell, because that's the thing. That is a thing. I don't know why I said that's thing. It's not a hand that can reach things for items found, but whatever. It's a thing that YouTube does in order to get notifications. You still might not. You know, YouTube keeps changing shit and breaking shit. But anyway, I hope to see you next time. And goodbye.